Hey guys, so as you know, I've been in Bangkok for the past 2 or 3 weeks. I ended up getting sick, but I feel way better now. And since I got in, I've been traveling around with my 4x5, my large format camera, but also my Mamiya 7ii, which is an amazing camera. You can see it right here actually. Just pretty much walk around and I approach people to ask them if I can take their photo. And I found in Thailand, people are really okay and open to you taking photos of them. In America, people are open to, kind of, but in Thailand, it's completely different. Like almost every single person that I've gone up to and asked permission has allowed me to photograph them. And I'm talking about people, like every type of person in any kind of situation. So really kind of a rewarding thing to do that, especially with this camera being medium format. What's really cool about Thailand too is they have a great film lab here. In fact, there's a lot of film labs, but there's one in particular that I've been using a lot, and they are called Patani Studios. Great guys. In fact, let me show you a clip right now of me at Patani Studio. So right now I'm at Patani Studio, which is the film lab that I use here in Thailand to do all my scanning and developing. They really are good here, they know what they're doing, and it's great to find a place that has 4x5. And monks too. Hello. So yeah, I drop all my film here off. And they even have a dark room upstairs that you can rent and use. So really exciting. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So in a little bit, I'll actually show you some of the images that I've been taking here in Bangkok. I have a ton of film that is at Patani Studios right now being scanned and processed, developed. Once I get that back, what I'll do is put together some videos where I show you me photographing and then show you the picture of the thing that I photographed. This video is just sort of a hodgepodge of some work that I've been doing out here. So with that said, let me show you a few of my favorite images that I took recently. So this image is a woman, I guess she works at whatever this building is. It was all orange. She's orange. There's an orange cart behind her. The wall behind her is like a whitish orange. So all of that together I found really attractive. So you know, I approached her and asked if I could take a photo, and she didn't really say yes, but she also didn't say no. She was just kind of like, I guess, apathetic, but you know, I could sense that it was okay, so I just went ahead and did the photo anyway. This is another picture that I really like. I was just walking along the streets, which is what I do here most of the time, is I just open up a map, choose a random location, and then just kind of go. And then whatever I see, I will make images of. Most of it gets thrown away, but then there's a few things like this that I keep. There's something about this image that I really love, with the lush greens and then all of the colors, the splashes of color, that it's almost like abstract expressionism on the pavement. So this image really kind of works for me, and I don't know, I just really love this image. So this guy I'm really excited about. He was getting lunch from this lunch cart that's right behind him, and I noticed that the pattern of the shade that protects people in the restaurant, or the woman who's running the cart from getting overheated, had the same pink coloration as this guy's shirt. So I went up to him, and of course he didn't really speak English, but I can just point at the pink of his shirt and the pink at the backdrop, and he understood that I wanted to make an image of him. And yeah, he was totally okay with it. And what's interesting too is a lot of the images that I've been making here kind of followed this trend, where I make images of people that are standing in front of these shade backdrops, where the shade backdrop is the same color or tone or even pattern as their shirt. So that's something that you guys will see in some other videos that I put up. It's just something that tends to happen, and I don't know, it's interesting. So here's another image that kind of does what I was just talking about. This girl has this like neon orange garb on, and then behind her is this wall that has all these like child drawings that are really kind of colorful and amazing. And this woman right here is actually a construction worker. So in Thailand, there are a large group of women who are construction workers, and they tend to dress like this. So they wear very, very bright clothing, and usually they cover their face. And I don't know if they do that in order to keep their skin clear from like all the dirt and debris, or if they're trying to protect them from the sun, because here in Thailand they actually try to avoid getting tan, because white skin here is to them beautiful. So I don't know why they really do it. Maybe I should talk to them and find out. Maybe I'll do that later. But yeah, she was just walking by, and she was really nervous and really shy and didn't really want to take a photo, but I was really polite and just kind of pointed at her shirt and said, oh, you know, color, 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 really nice, and gave thumbs up, and then pointed at the wall behind her. And I don't know, even just where I positioned her on the wall, I put her behind this drawing of a girl with a red shirt who looks like she has her hands on her head. And there's something about that that was just very, I don't know, genuine and kind of just really nice. I guess that's the best way to put it, is nice and comforting, and I don't know, it seemed like a good image to put together. So one thing I want to point out with this work is a lot of the colors here are kind of off. That's because these are just like scans right out of the lab. When I get home back to America, I'll do higher quality scans where I really get precise with the color, but these are just like previews. Here's another image that I really like. This kind of reminds me of Generation Wealth, that new exhibition. Maybe some of like Brian Ulrich's work, just because it's about like wealth. But what's so cool about this image to me is how constructed it looks. I was just walking by it. It almost looks like a Looney Tunes painting, where they just like throw on the wall a fake alleyway that the coyote crashes into. But yeah, I don't know, something about that image that was really kind of attractive to me. So here's another one with this girl who was on her phone. I was just kind of walking down the street, and I saw her kind of frozen in this pose. And there's something about her, the way her body's positioned. It is kind of modern because she has a phone, but at the same time, she has this weight on one leg, contrapso pose. I don't know, it was just something about her that really struck me. And also, she looks almost like a mannequin. So, yeah, I really like that image. Here's another one of a portrait. This guy was I guess a security guard, or he waves traffic in, something like that. And what I noticed about him is he had this green tie, this red flag, red lanyard, and then behind him was that bush there, that's the green and the red bush. So I went up to him. He was super okay with me taking a picture. He was really excited about it. I positioned him where you see. And a lot of my images of people here, everything is very positioned and constructed. So I tell them how to hold their stuff, where to look. I control all of that stuff. So this is no exception. I told him to hold the flag there. I positioned him, things like that. Here's an image that's fun. It is like this outdoor framing shop that's just on the side of Sukhumvit 22, which is a road here in Bangkok. Very touristy area. But the way that painting is just kind of up against this unsuspecting backdrop, and the way that it's this stall where maybe you'd expect food or you'd expect something like that. Instead, you get all this like framed art, and there's something really kind of comical and wonderful about that. This image I really like too. You can see the late king of Thailand above, and he's framed, I guess, by this little shop that has almost an American theme, in that you have a blue wall at the top, then you have red and white stripes, and then below you have these two gentlemen who are kind of matching poses. It's just kind of a weird moment in time that, I don't know, kind of froze, and it was interesting. Up next, we have an image of a shrine here in Thailand. So you see these all over the place. They're just set up little shrines where people come and put necklaces, fruit, drinks. They look like little soft drinks that are red, and they actually look really tasty. Like, I'm really curious what it tastes like, but I don't think you can actually drink them. I think they're only made for this specifically. But yeah, it's just this woman and her grandson at a shrine, and they were paying their respects. But the way that the light was in this image really attracted me, and how the space is encapsulated and wraps around with all of these like little trinkets, and it's just a visually very enchanting image. Like I look at it and I just keep finding new little things in the image, and all of that is kind of really exciting for you. Now the final image I'm going to show you is of this young man on an airplane. You will notice that I blurred his face, and I will tell you why in a second. But this young man was a student from Rwanda, and we had some great conversation. We actually sat next to each other on the plane ride from America to Qatar, and he was actually held in prison in America. He flew over after a really long flight from Rwanda to go to school. He's a student, and they wouldn't let him into the country even though he had the documentation that he was supposed to have. Feel really bad for the guy. I gave him half a muffin, and then we flew out of there together. But he had been in jail that whole night before. He had no food. Immigration was holding him. Felt really bad for him, but just a really nice guy who had been through a lot of pain. And one of the things he said is he will never revisit America, and hopefully he changes his mind. But when we landed, I asked if I could take a photo with of him. I said that a story I think is quite interesting, and he did allow me to take a photo. But then after I took the photo, a few days later he emailed me and asked that I don't post him on social media, so I'm going to respect that. But he did say that I could use this as part of my art, as part of school, things like that. So maybe this is something that I might make a print of just to see how it looks. I'm not really sure, but anyway, I did want to share the story. So anyway, that's it for now, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to do more videos like this where I show my work and also talk a little bit about it. And then, of course, I'll do my normal videos where I go out and shoot and then cut to a shot where you see that I take the picture. And finally, one more thing. I have some great videos coming out in the near future where there'll be a little bit more polished reviews of cameras, such as I want to do like an in-depth review of my Mamiya 7. I want to do an in-depth review of my 4x5. And also of some like weird film stocks that I got. So just keep an open mind. I think you guys are really going to like the new content coming, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get notifications. Okay, take it easy.